Welcome to the Doctor Who Guide, growing your knowledge, your collection, and your connection with other Doctor Who fans. Yes, I've got it one time. Hello, I'm HenryDude from the HenryDude YouTube channel. I am a writer, photographer, and foremost YouTube gamer. I also just do more than gaming videos. I also do unboxings, shoutouts, stop motion, skits, a whole lot more. So because I'm a WhoTuber and a gamer, Alex has asked me to do a video about that one show we all love. I'm here to talk to you about all the Doctor Who games released from 1983 to 2015. Just a quick shout out to Willie's Reviews and Larry Burton Jr. for helping out with the info. Without any further ado, here we go. Sorry for the jump cuts. Even though it's an unofficial game, it's still the first one. Doctor Who Adventure, released in March 1983 on the Atari 400/800 in 16-bit with joystick by Computer and Video Games. Okay. In this game you are the companion. I'm guessing Romana or Adric because of the Doctor and his costume, because you're wearing his Season 18 one. So the game is heavily based off the Atari classic Adventure. In it, the good Doctor is trapped on the planet Solteron IV. Don't know, that stands for 4. In a pyramid built by his arch emissary, the Master. That's spelt wrong. First thing, why? Second thing, when did the Master get a pyramid? And third, is that the Master on the cover? He looks very, well, mummified, if you get my drift. There are 12 rooms within the pyramid which you must explore to escape. Some rooms contain things that you'll need to escape. Some contain hazards which you must overcome. So, find the Master, kill him, find the Doctor, and escape. Escape to your brown TARDIS. Alright, let's move on to the next game, and it's actually an unofficial game.
Hey guys, it is Future Me from the editing booth. Don't look too carefully because I am in a new house, a new room, a new set. Things are still under construction, so don't look too closely. But I just want to say a big thank you and shout out to Henry from the YouTube channel, HenryDude. He's done a lot of research for this video. We actually I've been planning it for months, so I'm super excited. This is part 1 of the video series. Subscribe to see the future parts from it. It's going to be awesome. This video is coming very handy as I've doing the move a bit busy this week, but I also did a video on all things Doctor Who, the YouTube channel, where I talk about exactly how long it would take to watch Doctor Who. I did a ton of calculations, so definitely feel free to check out that video as well. Anyway, back to the video.
Doctor Who, the First Adventure, released in 1983 for the BBC Micro. It was written by Jerry Ruston. It features the 5th Doctor, played by Peter Davison. So just look at that cover, it screams the 80s. The Doctor has a pink coat. Come on, Big Finish. Do a story with the 5th Doctor wearing the pink coat. You gave the 6th Doctor a blue coat. Come on. You transverse through a whole bunch of different minigames. Well, I say a whole bunch, there's only 4. And they're all based off a whole bunch of different games, such as Pac-Man, Frogger, Space Invaders, and Battleships. The first level is called
The Labyrinth of Death.
Based on Pac-Man. Well, I guess you're playing as the Doctor and you collect these white things. Level 2.
The Prison.
Was a Frogger type of game, I guess, just look at it. The third level, Pterodactyls, is a shooting game. I'm guessing it's based off Gallagher, but you move upwards. Oh well. Also, the Doctor parked the TARDIS on a cliff, then fell off the cliff and didn't regenerate. Also, he found a spaceship. Seems legit. The final level,
Box.
is based off battleships, featuring hidden aliens as the target. I don't know how to play this one, so moving on, I guess. Doctor Who and the Warlords. It was released for the BBC Micro in 1985. It's a text-based adventure game featuring an unspecified Doctor, possibly the 6th Doctor, as he was the Doctor at the time. The game loaded in 2 parts, with a password and information from the first half needed to successfully continue into the second part. Next game, and it's featuring the wonderful, the great Colin Baker. Doctor Who and the Mines of Terror was first released for the BBC Micro in 1985, and on the Astromas CPC and Commodore 64 in 1986. You play as the Doctor, his 6th incarnation, and his robotic programmed cat, Splinks! Not K9, Splinks. He's the Doctor to get a robotic cat. Tell me, Big Finish, when was it? When it was the 5th Doctor wore that pink coat? The aim of the game is to stop the Master producing these things called Hedonites, revealing the stolen plans for the Time Lords, and returning safely. First off, was a Hedonites, and then they things. They look like rip-off Daleks. This was the last Doctor Who game released for the BBC Micro, BBC's own computer, and it was the last Doctor Who game for the 80s. So let's step into the 90s. Yeah, dude, man, wizard, Dalek Attack. Released for the IBM, PC, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, Amiga, Atari ST, in October 1992. In most versions, you can choose between playing as the 4th, 5th, and 7th Doctor. Of course, no one loves the 6th Doctor. Sad face. In the MS-DOS and Amiga version, you can play as the 2nd, 4th, or the 7th Doctor, and in the ZX Spectrum version, you can only play as the 7th Doctor. If you have a friend or foe who wants to play as the 2nd player, they may as Ace or a unit soldier, most likely the Brigadier, although the ZX Spectrum version only has Ace available. K9 also makes appearances later in the game, as does Davros, the creator of the Daleks in the TV series, as the final boss. The game is set in London, Paris, New York, Tokyo, and Star. Also, alternate software only released the ZX Spectrum version due to popular demand, since by 1992 the ZX Spectrum was no longer a gaming platform. Moving on. Doctor Who, Destiny of the Doctors. Released December 5th, 1997 on Microsoft Windows as a single-player game by Studio Fish. You're Grog, a thing that comes from nowhere and just disappears like that. So you, Grog, have to save all 7 Doctors. No, I didn't miscount, although the TV movie had already came out a year before. I guess people just don't like Paul McGann's Doctor. Studio Fish, how dare you? The game features exclusive, newly recorded audio dialogue from Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, and Nicholas Courtney. Voice impressionists do the voice for the 1st and 2nd Doctor, so they can be in the game. The 3rd Doctor didn't appear in this game, unfortunately, though, because he had only recently just passed away. Now for some plots. The Doctor's nemesis, the Master, has taken control of the planet Solstice, which is made out of pure psychic energy. With this planet's power, he plans to mould the universe into his will. To begin, he takes the first 7 incarnations of the Doctor out of time and space, and puts them in a Decepticon, or a box. Let me ask you a question. How many faces does a cube have? Come on, this would be easy for all of you people who did maths, right? There's 6. So can someone explain to me why Studio Fish thought they had 7 sides on a square, on a cube? Like, well, don't say count the inside, because they don't put it to count on the inside. There's just a magical 7th side that appears. Don't worry about it.